In this report, I'm going to share with you the most popular questions that are already addressed to Tesla for this evening's battery day. On Tesla's website, there is a place where you can go and post a question, and some of them may be answered. There are already 109 retail questions posted, and I'm going to start reading some of you that are the most in terms of shares. For example, the first question, it has 102,000 shares, and the second question has been shared by 90,000 times. Third question is shared by 86,000 times. So you can see how popular they are. Welcome back, dear friends. This is Armen Harayan from torquenews.com. If you are here for the first time, please subscribe to our channel for daily Tesla news and ring the bell so you don't miss my next Tesla story. So these are some of the most interesting questions, in my opinion, in terms of the most shares. And I'm going to read some of you for you can see what people are asking and what questions will be asked this evening. And if you have any questions that you would like Tesla to answer, please write in the comment section below. Maybe somebody will see and maybe they can address. I don't know. I don't promise that, but who knows? At least we can read and see what questions are being raised. The first question is asked by Jason S. The question: if Tesla achieves its goal of massively increasing the world's battery production, do you envision supplying batteries to other companies, or do you see Tesla needing everything it can produce for the foreseeable future? By the way, if you know the answer to these questions, please write in the comment section below again. It will be interesting to see your answers, but please write the question and then the answer so we know question and answer. The second question, it's asked by JS and is shared 90,000 times. Here's the question: will vehicle to grid be possible? What are the implications for the grid and for owners? The next question is asked by Stephanie S. And is shared by 86,000 times. When do you expect Tesla vehicles to beat ICE vehicles on initial purchase price? Has the cost decline of batteries already made this transition possible, or how soon will it occur? Another question by Michael F. Michael asks: you have stated in the past Tesla's goal is to achieve 2 terawatts of battery production a year. How is Tesla going to secure enough battery materials to support this growth, and which materials do you find the most challenging in this respect? The next question is by KIS, and that question is shared by 79,500 times. Elon has said it is around 100 times harder to design the manufacturing system for a car than it is to design the car itself, and a factor of 10 times harder for rockets. How does it compare for the manufacturing of battery cells? Another question is asked by Emmett P., who asks: what Twitter handle or YouTube channel that you have come across do you believe understands Tesla's battery technology the best? I think this is a good question also, because then if that question is answered, we can all follow that Twitter and thinking that they understand the best Tesla's battery technology. It's not only Tesla, but Tesla's battery technology. Here's another question shared by 58,500 times. Alexander H. asks: how are battery recycling plans coming along? How much is already being recycled, if any? Another question is asked by Genevieve C., who asks: will batteries continue to be the limiting factor at Tesla, or do these announcements make some other factor the new limiting factor? When do you expect batteries to no longer be the bottleneck? Very good question. Another question is asked by Alex C., shared by 41,100 times currently. Alex asks: is Autobuyer something you envision making it to the consumer level at some point, allowing customers to earn income from their extra power wall and car batteries? The next question is asked by David S., who asks: What is the end goal for the supercharger network? Joe Biden has talked about opening electric vehicle charging stations on every highway. Would Tesla be a part of this plan, or would this plan bring competition to the supercharging network? Good question. Another question is by Frank P., who asks, Tesla's master plan part 2, second part, goes into detail on Tesla's long-term sustainable transportation strategy, but only offers 2 paragraphs on its long-term sustainable energy strategy. Can you expand a bit more on your long-term sustainable energy master plan? Another question is asked by Eddie B. This question is shared by 30,100 times. And Eddie asks, will the Tesla Semi have the new batteries, or will the current Panasonic batteries be used? I think Elon already answered that question yesterday, and we have a coverage at torquenews.com/Tesla saying that Tesla Semi, Tesla Cybertruck, and Tesla Roadster will have the new batteries, very likely built at Roadrunner project. But we can wait and check. I can speak of that. I think Elon tweeted about this yesterday. Also, Christopher C. asks another question shared by 26,700 times. The question is this: the aviation industry, especially today, requires dramatic changes to be successful going forward. Will today's announcements pave the way for electric vertical takeoff and landing VTOL vehicles and landing vehicles? And if so, is this something Tesla would consider in its future product roadmap? In other words, Christopher is asking, will cars fly one day, and if then, when? What's the roadmap on that? Another question by Chris P., who asks, can we expect Tesla to lead in V2H and V2G and V2V power sharing? Will this potential for emergency services or revenue be available in the near future? Another question by David K., shared by 24,200 times, asking, if in the plans, how do you envision battery upgrades taking place for owners of older vehicles? I think this is a great question because more and more people are becoming owners of older Tesla models, so they need to have some solution for that. Another question by Richard A., shared by 22,700 times, says, what actions has Tesla taken to assure adequate supply and pricing of critical materials essential to the battery production? Are supply agreements in place directly with natural resource producers who supply Tesla and its battery partners? Another question is by Joe B., who asks, when can we start seeing superchargers in off the beaten path locations with the advances in battery technology integrated with renewable sources of energy, wind or solar? Tesla can theoretically put superchargers anywhere in the world. Is this something in Tesla's radar? And another question by Glenn M., who asks, do you have plans to implement supercapacitors in the battery pack in the future? And the questions go on like this, friends. These are some like top 15, 20 or so questions that I read that are the most popular in terms of most shares. This last one that I read is shared by 20,000 times. The first one was shared by about 60,000 times. Well, let me read 3 more for you. Here is William asks, Tesla has raised large amounts of cash, $2 billion in February and $5 billion in September of this year. Was much of this in anticipation of immediate rapid expansion of battery manufacturing? Will we see dedicated Tesla Energy Giga factories for battery production? I think that's a very interesting question. Another question is asked by Mayton M., shared by 17,000 times, who asks, does the SpaceX mission to colonize Mars motivate battery improvements, or is it only Tesla that will benefit directly? And here's another question asked by Demetrius P., who asked, is the battery in my new Model Y as interchangeable as my Model S was? So these are some of the questions that are the most popular right now. Like I said, the number one was asked by Jason, who said, if Tesla achieves its goal of massively increasing the world's battery production, do you envision supplying batteries to other companies? Or do you see Tesla needing everything it can produce for the foreseeable future? That's a very good, interesting question. So we look forward to seeing some answers of these questions. I thought it would be interesting for you to have an idea what are some questions, because if you are a Tesla investor, you need to know the answers to these questions. The answers of these questions give us, and let's have some patience until this evening and see how things are going. See you soon.